Hey, what's up guys? So today I'm going to be doing a oil change on my 97 Land Cruiser 80 series. So I'm going to show you how I go through that. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that I usually do is make sure that I've got my tools ready. So for this job, all I need is a simple 3/8 ratchet with a 14mm socket for the oil drain plug. And then I like to use this handy little oil filter wrench. It's adjustable for different sizes because sometimes the oil filter is on there pretty tight. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get it off. Yeah, so I like using one of these, and I use these with a big 1/2-inch drive ratchet kind of breaker bar, just kind of, fitting it down in there. So yeah, set those to the side. And then make sure to take my oil cap off if I can get it. Sometimes this thing's on there tight too. Okay, there it goes. That thing was on there. So I like to do that because it helps for when I take the drain plug off. It's going to allow the air to basically come in and I guess kind of like normalize the pressure and just help the oil come out in a steady stream instead of chugging along. All right. I also like to make sure that I've got something to lay on so that you're not laying directly on the ground. And then use one of these drain pans or whatever I've got laying around. But I like these. They're usually pretty cheap. You know, got about any auto parts store, I think, for around 20 bucks. So we're just gonna go ahead and set that underneath our pan there and start taking off this drain plug. Yep. So now that I've got it cracked loose, I just take that guy off by hand. And there it goes. I also like to keep a rag handy for when I've got oil all over my hands, but gloves help too. Alright, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but basically the oil filter is way down in here, underneath the intake manifold here and behind the alternator. So what I like to do is grab this, well, you probably can't see it here, but it's a 1/2-inch drive, almost like a ratcheting breaker bar kind of deal, or with a adjustable head with an extension, and then that adjustable filter wrench. So what I like to do is kind of snake it underneath all these lines, get right on it. Try to anyways. And then as I ratchet this, it should grab a hold of it and loosen it. Which, there we go. And now I'm caught on the throttle cable. Let's just get that out of here. Set this down. Alright, so now that's loose, and I can just reach in here and spin it the rest of the way off by hand. Okay, now that I've let the oil drain long enough, I can go ahead and take my drain bolt out. Just wipe it off real quick. I need to push this out of the way, actually. Give me a little bit more room in here. Alright, so we're just going to clean that guy off real quick. And then the old little composite gasket stuck to the bottom of the pan here, so I got to scrape that off real quick. Or try to anyways. Yeah, that thing is on there. Alright, I got that off. I had to like scrape it off using some kind of like pry tool. It basically like fused itself to the bottom of the pan. Alright, so just go ahead and wipe that off real quick. Grab our bolt, our new little composite washer. Just kind of stick that in the plug, and then we can start putting the plug back on. Wipe that off real quick. And then I'm just gonna snug this guy up real quick. Alright. I usually just snug it up hand tight. Try to pay attention not to go too tight with it because I don't want to strip out the threads in the pan. But yeah, now we just gotta take off the filter the rest of the way, put the new one on, and then fill her back up with oil. We're ready to throw the new oil filter on, and I don't use anything but OEM Toyota oil filters because I think that they're high quality, and I try not to put anything but OEM or better on this truck. So yeah, go ahead and unbox this guy. And then the nice thing about these is they already pre-lubricate the O-ring gasket on there. So no need to do that. We should just go ahead and screw this guy on. Alright, just gotta find the threads. There we go. Screw it on, get it hand tight, and then another quarter turn or so if you can. Now it's time to fill it up, and I'm going with, this is Shell Rotella 15 W40. It's what I've used for basically the entirety of the time that I've owned this truck, which is I think about 8 years now. So yeah, let's fill it up. This is 1 gallon, and it takes 2 of these to fill up this engine. So we're gonna go ahead, pour it in nice and slow because I don't believe in using a funnel. Just get it right up on there, nice and slow. Oh, and I spilled a little bit. That's all right. I swear that never happens. It's the first time. Alright. Let's let that finish. And we'll crack open the second one. Also, I don't know if you can see, but the Celica here behind me, update on that coming soon-ish, maybe. We'll see. Hope I don't spill this one like I did the first one. Look at that. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. good deal. Oh, looks like there was still some more left in there. Alright, I think it's done now. Let's cap that guy off. And then clean up the mess that I made. Luckily it was only a little bit, so it's not too bad. There. Okay, then we can put our oil cap back on. And then crank her up to cycle all that new oil through the engine. And then typically you what you would do is check the oil dipstick to make sure that your oil level is good, but I've been changing the oil on this thing for long enough. I know that it takes 2 gallons exactly, maybe a little bit more, so most of the time I don't even bother checking the oil after I've changed it. So let's crank her up, make sure there are no leaks. Here we go. I'm gonna start her up real quick. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but this truck has almost 300,000 miles. We are at, what is that? About 283. Yeah, 283,000. So, still running strong. Alright, let's go check. Make sure there are no leaks. Check underneath real quick. And I don't see anything aside from the oil that's still dripping off the front axle there from when I took the oil filter off. So yeah. So I think we are good to go. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'll do a quick little walk around of the truck, and then yeah, that'll probably be the end of it. See ya.